Hello, and welcome back to Doomed. Solo and not so solo playthroughs through Arkham Horror the card game with a focus on roleplay and storytelling, and sometimes even other stuff. Today is one of those other stuff days, folks. It's going to be a short stream, because I have a meeting, but the plan for today, as per the show notes, as per the description, as it were, other stuff, TM. Exactly, Erwin. The plan for today is to talk a little bit about the event that is going on in the Arkham community, just briefly, just enough for context, I should say, and then to draft 2 Arkham decks. If you're not familiar with the idea of drafting, the idea is that rather than taking a complete collection of all of your cards and choosing to build a deck from all of those, with the most options available to you, instead, you are given a random assortment of cards, perhaps from a cube, perhaps from a stack, or perhaps digital representations thereof. And you choose from among those. Obviously, what this means is that, there's a higher variance. The likelihood is you're going to get a few picks that will be suboptimal. And that's what makes it fun. That's what we're up to today, team. If you have any questions, as always, of course, just drop them in the chat. Let me know what's going on. I'm gonna just dive right in because I wanna get to the fun stuff. That's what I want to do. The event that is happening currently in the Arkham community, big upvotes, big ups, big shout out to Trotic for organizing this. It would appear, because it says Season 1 on this document, I would assume the idea is to do a bunch of these. Hunters of the Mythos is a community event in which people in the community play through a specific campaign of Arkham Horror the card game in various categories. And points are assigned for how well you do. Some of those points are assigned for doing well in the scenarios, some of them are assigned for doing well with overall campaign decisions and choices and that sort of thing. Arkham, I think, so on this channel anyway, I would say that we always prioritize, most of the time, we prioritize story, fun, and emergent narrative. Good lord, that's loud. I think it should still be okay in the chat. We prioritize story and narrative over the potential sort of optimizing of mechanics, the potential sort of trying to get big cool combo plays off, and perhaps most importantly of all, we often prioritize story over winning. Now, what does it mean to win Arkham? This is what Hunters of the Mythos is about, because your team, within the various categories, earns points for how well you do, so the winners will receive some sort of prize and or glory and or bragging rights. I don't honestly remember. Yeah, so that's the idea. Again, I'm just going to do a quick intro into what Hunters of the Mythos is, so that we have some context as to what we're doing. Then I'm going to talk briefly about what I remember of the campaign that I'm going to be playing, which is going to inform my draft. Other caveats that I have to note here. Yeah, actually, just the one, I think. This is something that I'm doing for fun, as are we all, but it's not going to be streamed. I might still record my playthroughs and then put them up on YouTube. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Could be kind of fun. Certainly it would keep me honest, which is probably good. I am playing in 2 categories. Again, we'll get to the categories in a bit here, but I'm playing one category of playthrough solo with some bonus kind of objectives for myself, because I'm planning on taking it seriously. And then I'm also doing a multiplayer draft, so we'll get to that in a second. What is Hunters of the Mythos? Essentially is what it says here, right? It's a friendly competition between players of Arkham Horror the card game, open to every level of worshipper. That you play for the ranking, the added challenges, simply because you like playing the best game in the world, or any other reason, you're welcome. That's it. So there's a bunch of rules and things here which we don't need to know for the purposes of the draft that we're going to be doing today. I am going to try to avoid spoiling the Forgotten Age too much, as best I can. Oh no! It's, oh no, oh geez, hang on. Just a quick sec, Flower of August. I'm going to put, okay, well, that should now pop up on top. But it is probably a bit too late, unfortunately. Thank you so much, Flower of August, for the resub. I appreciate it. You should take your sub out for a drink. Sorry, context matters, folks. Oh, my coffee! Oh, I'm such a mess today. Flower! I was just explaining to everyone what we're doing, essentially, which is I'm giving a bit of context for the event that's happening. Not that we need too much. A little bit of context for the Forgotten Age without spoiling it too much. And then I'm going to hop into a draft. Woo! Okay, so there's different categories for this competition. Solo, so one investigator, over the various 4 difficulty levels, easy, standard, hard, and expert. There's also multiplayer, so that's 2 to 4 investigators, easy, standard, hard, and expert. Drafted, solo and multiplayer, and the Yithian Cup. Oh, and serial hunters, solo and multiplayer. So, draft, of course, brings an extra level of complexity because your whole deck and all of your experience that you earn must be drafted, aka chosen randomly by a computer. Rough. Which is going to be fun. What else do I want to say here? There's an important point for me here. Each player will replace the random basic weakness with either a basic weakness from the basic weaknesses in the campaign, Dark Pact or Doomed. We all know, we've discussed Doomed an awful lot, both on the Discord and on this channel. Speaking of the Discord, go ahead and join the Discord if you're not already a member. We talk Arkham on my channel, and other things in the rest of the thing. Dark Pact isn't bad. You have to pay and deal damage to somebody, either yourself or another investigator. And if you don't, then you have to pay the price, which is, I think, in the following scenario, the potential to like take damage and horror and doom, which is pretty bad. Or you can choose a basic weakness chosen at random from among the core set's basic weaknesses, which is probably what I'll do for all of my investigators. I was just saying, Flower, I'm playing like a serious deck solo standard in this fun competition. I'm doing an Ursula with some bonus objectives. But this is the draft multiplayer that we're playing, which I'll get to in a second. Regular categories. Yeah, solo and multiplayer. The Yithian Cup, I don't want to spoil too much about the Forgotten Age, so I will just say the Yithian Cup allows you to play as a special investigator whose ability is to learn. But they have to learn how to be human. But they do so by essentially learning traits on cards. And yeah, by so doing, you can then play those traits. But you have to do that for every trait in your, anyway, it's a whole thing. I'm not playing the Yithian Cup, so it doesn't really matter. Spending XP on customizable and research cards. Oh, this might be important for me, so I'm going to come back to that later. The Yithian Cup. Serial Hunters solo and multiplayer. Again, I'm not playing this, but this is essentially play with your investigator until they're killed, become insane, or are retired for as many seasons as you can. You don't heal between scenarios, which is insane. So this you'd have to play with someone. I think you would want to play with someone who's like the idea of the deck would be to tank and to heal. I don't know how you would do that. It's not really something I'm thinking about. Scoring. Again, there's points per scenario for like basically doing well in each scenario. And then there's side objectives. Again, in my solo Ursula deck, I'm going to be doing like a prowess, which is essentially an achievement for the whole campaign, which I'm going to try to do, and a path where I try to satisfy one of the NPC's stories as well. Again, I'm kind of skipping this. Very cool document that Trotic has put together here, which has things like reminders about how various enemies and things work, what various supplies do, how to go about doing the different prowesses and paths, and that's about it. So that is Hunters of the Mythos. That's what we're doing here. Again, I just want to point out, I am playing a deck solo where I've decided to sort of like really try my best, and I'll probably record that and maybe put it on YouTube. The draft, I don't know if I will. Before we jump into the draft, Two things to note. First, the investigators were also drafted for me. I had a choice of 2 per investigator. So I think that's worth a discussion. But even before that, I've played the Forgotten Age. I remember it more or less. Have I ever gotten... There's like a secret ending. Ooh, have I ever gotten that? No. Haven't tried. This was also famously a campaign on Doomed that went really, really, really poorly. For whatever reason, I'll have to run the tapes back, because like either it was my play or my deck or just some wild luck, but Ursula got absolutely smashed in destroyed in the first 2 scenarios, to the point where I played scenario 2 again with the Crosshairs' first foray into Arkham, bringing Leo Anderson, the expedition leader, in to help. We ended up blowing up a temple full of snakes, which was really bad. It angered some gods. We played a couple more scenarios, and then we got fucking boned on scenario, I think, 6. It was very bad. Very poor. Very poor play, and I'm hoping to come back to it over time. So, to come to the draft. Oh, this just says Agnes. Let's restart that. Who's Agnes? And I'm also going to do that for now. Okay. Oh, sick. Nice, Blanky Cat. Sorry, I'm just seeing here in the chat. I got the secret ending. It was crazy, but felt great. I chainsawed Yig. I am the father of snakes, Yig. What are you doing? What is that thing? So good. Yorick, Hank? Who had a chainsaw? Please tell me it was like Daryl or something. Okay. What else do I want to say about draft? Right, no, we have to talk about the Forgotten Age. The Forgotten Age is a official Arkham Horror, the card game campaign, set in the jungles of Mexico. Essentially, you are leading an expedition to uncover an ancient civilization hidden deep in the jungles of the Yucatan Peninsula, I think, in Mexico. When you do, obviously all is not as it seems. It's very inspired by like those old... not B movies, but like those really pulpy adventure comics that Indiana Jones is also based on. Yeah, you end up facing snakes, snake-human hybrids, and the curses from therein. And other things that I don't want to spoil. Mexico. Sorry, Aragwen, of course. I should pronounce it the correct way. You're right. The Forgotten Age is an Arkham Horror campaign that takes place in the jungles of Mexico. Okay, so, things to note about the Forgotten Age. The horrors. Horror. It was generally not very well received at the time. Its reputation has gone up in stock a lot recently, or more recently, which makes it a really interesting first season for this event. Hang on, can I get like I want like a photo of the Forgotten Age. Sorry, don't pay no attention to what's happening here, guys. Just here, you know what? Hang on. Let's just hide this for a quick second. Because I want a sick image before we do anything. Pfft, hockey. I know, Aragorn. It doesn't even make sense. I don't know anything about hockey. God damn. Can I open this image in a new tab? Open that looks pretty good. Sure. Does that look like anything? Not really. Sorry, Blanky Cat. I that's actually really interesting to know, Blanky Cat. I didn't. So, thank you for sharing with us. So. Oh, no, definitely not. Aragorn, what do you mean you won't insist on it? You're not allowed to insist on things. You have no power here. And she presses the end stream button from home. Okay. Famously, actually. What do I need to say about the Forgotten Age? What's the reason it was not well received at the time? It introduced a couple of new mechanics that were not well received at the time because they were very difficult. That's it. Even on standard, there is a -5 in the Chaos bag, which is much higher than any campaign previously. at the ending of the core campaign, you generally get a -5 on standard, which feels bad. This is from the beginning. Explore is a new mechanic where instead of moving into new locations, you have to find them in an exploration deck. In the exploration deck, there are also bad things, because as you explore the jungle, bad shit happens to you. So not only do you get hit with bad stuff during the Mythos phase, which is when bad stuff typically hits you, you also have to spend your own time actively getting bitten by snakes and falling off of cliffs. It's a little ludicrous. They've fixed this in the Return To version with new Explore rules. I will say we're not playing Return To, so that doesn't matter for these purposes, but I think it's kind of cool anyway. Sup, Roger Twy. Welcome. Always bringing the rock and roll. We love it. I will point out as well, it also introduced a new mechanic here on the Vengeful Serpent. You can see it says Vengeance 0. Vengeance is much like Victory, in that if an enemy is defeated or a location has no clues on it and it goes in the victory display, if it has Vengeance points, it does the same thing. But Vengeance isn't Victory. It doesn't award you experience. What it does is makes the Father of Snakes, Yig, mad at you because you're killing his children. The reason, of course, that this campaign was one of the reasons it was not well received upon release is that a lot of people were sleeping on evade as a valid sort of enemy management tactic. Why evade something only to have it come back if you could just, take it out? Oh, I'll spend a couple of actions, I'll clear it out, and then I'll still have actions to keep doing other stuff. Great. Vengeance actively discourages that. You can see here, this is from the Return To. Vengeful Serpent says, after you draw it from the encounter deck, draw each Vengeful Serpent in the victory display as well. So if you've killed some of them, they are worth Vengeance 0, but they go in the victory display, and then if one pops out, the rest of them popped out. It's bad news. It's bad news. And so people weren't ready for this. However, as Blanky Cat is pointing out in the chat, Rita is great in this campaign. For example, anyone with high agility is pretty good because you just kind of evade and move on and try to stay ahead of the enemies that you don't have to kill. So all of that to say, thoughts at going into this draft. You typically, we're hoping to maybe evade some enemies if we can. We're hoping to be quite resilient to damage and horror and treacheries because we will be drawing them often. And I'm not taking any special achievements or anything, so that's about that. Okay, we're back to the draft. As I mentioned before, this was quite exciting to me. I had to draft my investigators as well. I was given 2 choices for each of my 2. I'll start, So I was given a choice between Jenny Barnes, original, and Patrice Hathaway, the violinist. And my other choice for my other investigator was Hank Sampson, the farmhand from Hemlock Vale, or Leo Anderson, the expedition leader from the Forgotten Age. Exactly, OSAB. Exactly. Now, I will say, OSAB, we're not playing Dark Souls here. We're not doing like a bunch of dodge rolls and things, although it's a valid tactic. Rita is a great example of an investigator who, she has great agility. She wants to take cards that boost her agility, like Pete Sylvester. I mean, I played her through, I played her through The Circle Undone, right, which with mixed results here on stream. But Pete boosts her agility further, Track Shoes boost her agility further, and when she evades an enemy, she either gets a move or a damage out of it. Action compression, we love it. Yes, so Flower makes a good point as well. So Ursula is going to be, my challenge to myself is going to be going as fast as possible with Ursula, spending as few actions as possible, doing, like, playing cards or doing things other than just achieving the objectives of the scenario. Because, like, her weakness deals her horror if you can't investigate a location that isn't your own. Exactly, Flower. And people were like, I'm not gonna play. But, I mean, I will say, so Finn Edwards, the rogue from that box, came out. He has an extra action each turn, which is to evade. So he's quite good for that. He also has 1 willpower. And I think at the time, again, I'm thinking about podcasts I used to listen to where they were talking about this, sort of the logic of it at the time versus now. People couldn't stomach the idea of a 1 willpower investigator. They were like, what am I supposed... Like, I'm just going to die. Frozen in Fear, Rotten Remains, right? Like, I'm just going to get absolutely crushed every time the encounter deck attacks me. Now, it turns out Finn's quite good for a variety of reasons, and you can immunize yourself to some of those problems in certain ways. Things like logical reasoning or whatever. Okay, back to the draft. I decided to go with Jenny and Leo for my pair. I haven't played Hank before, which is part of the reason I didn't choose him. I also felt like, because of how draft works, Hank needs certain allies and soak in order to survive, because Hank's sort of thing is that once he upgrades, like he soaks damage and horror for the team, and once he upgrades, he can no longer heal. So if I didn't draft anything that could help him survive, then I would be at risk of dying. Aragwen says, thank you, Aragwen. I love Doomed. I don't know if I could play the game without being reminded of what to do, which is cool. There's a reason I know a lot about this game, Aragwen, and it's called practice. I should have been practicing the piano. Instead, I was practicing Arkham Horror, the card game. What do you want? Thank you so much, Aragwen. I really appreciate that. Everyone on this channel is nerdy and adorable. I keep in my notes list, which I will not be showing. This is private. I keep in my notes list a number of things. Some of them, yes, are Arkham related. One of them is a pride list. It's things I'm proud of. I strongly recommend everybody in the chat keep a list of things that you're proud of. You don't have to add to it every day. You just have to add to it when you think of something. It's really nice to be reminded of that. One of the things on that list is I like my streams because I'm proud of my streams because it brings nerdy people together to talk about nerdy shit. I think those are the words I use, so suck on that. That's for all of you out there. Okay, we gotta get to it, guys. In terms of Jenny versus Patrice, I love Patrice Hathaway. I've talked about Patrice a lot on this stream. I think she's so cool. I think her ability is essentially a puzzle to solve every turn, which I love. Again, in terms of a draft, I would be really, really scared of drawing a lot of assets, and Patrice can't use certain cards because they just leave her hand at the end of the turn, so they would be useless. They wouldn't be very good. I think Jenny and Leo are going to be more consistent in terms of drafting things that are actually of value. I have not Blanky Cat, and I am so fucking jazzed to try it, because, Blanky Cat, I know it was very popular on Arkham DB, but, like, I think one of my favorite decks I've ever played is the Patrice Mind's Eye. It's Ace of Cups, Moonstone, Sword Cane, Cornered, Mind's Eye, right? Every turn, you can test at 8 with willpower if you need to, once a turn, or you can just like commit last chance, rise to the occasion, just fucking smashing all that stuff. Osab is correct, of course. I appreciate. I think honestly, Osab, if a horrible monster showed up in my room right now and said like, "Why should I let you live?" I would have a much better chance of surviving if I played a song than if I just was like, "Want to play a game?" Okay, guys, we gotta get to it. Fuck, I have a meeting. Okay, so Jenny and Leo. I'm gonna draft Jenny first because she's a lot more broad in terms of she's she's okay because she has more options available to her, and we'll see how she ends up building, which will tell me how much I need to lean into clues for Leo. That's my plan. Flower of August is correct. I have to tell you, Flower, pardon my French, sorry, I was about to swear. I agonized over this decision. I really, really did. Yeah, I have to believe that Leo is going to be poisoned and run over by the jungle multiple times in the first couple of scenarios. But I also have to trust that he'll be able to deal with it. Tank it, if you will. The alternative, as I said before, the alternative was Hank, who has better agility, and I like the idea of like the upgraded version, But without drafting Soak, I'd be really worried about playing a character like that, because if he dies, like, he can't be healed, right? So anyway, okay. We're gonna start, folks. So, first and foremost, I'm gonna make sure I'm zoomed in properly once we actually start. I'm choosing Jenny Barnes. I'm choosing the most recent taboo list. I can use all of the collection. It's a simple draft rather than stages. This says... Let's actually zoom in, sorry. We're getting there, Eric. I promise. Drafting Myriad adds 1 card. So, Myriad is a keyword in Arkham that means that you can take up to 3 copies of it in your deck. Usually you want to take 3. But the rules for this draft, of course, as they should be, are that if you draft a Myriad card, you only still get 1 of them, not all 3. But we get to select out of 5 each time, which I think is quite generous. Flower, I hate how correct that is. Okay, guys, that's it. Let's dive in. Again, what we're looking for here for Jenny has a flat stat line and earns lots of money. We're looking to either leverage her money with things like well-connected, high roller, make money, use money to succeed, maybe some talents to spend money on, or we're looking to lean into agility and ways of evading and getting clues. One more thing before I start. Jenny Barnes is a Dunwich investigator. Her off class is 5 level 0 non-rogue cards. The way that the draft works, it will keep showing me non-rogue cards until I've selected those 5. So I'm probably going to prioritize getting those out of the way. You can't upgrade them, or they upgrade into rogue cards, so you probably want them to be cards that will be impactful the whole game. But we're going to see what we get, basically. Here we go. Okay, so first and foremost, let's zoom out slightly. Can people see that? Is that, like, seeable? All right, Jenny Barnes, the dilettante. I don't know why she's searching for Izzy in Mexico. I don't know why she thinks her sister is down in Mexico, but there we are. Jenny Barnes is a 3/3/3/3. 8 health and 7 sanity, which is quite nice. You collect 1 additional resource during each upkeep phase, and her elder sign is +1 for each resource you have. Obviously, you want to try to have money. Okay, right away. Here's the deal with the draft, guys. Right away, I'm looking at the non-rogue cards, because I'm less likely to see them. I want to get them out of the way. Hunter's Armor does nothing for me, because I can't upgrade it. So I'm not going to take that. Ancestral Token puts blesses in the bag after you defeat an enemy, which is good, but I don't really want that. I love Grit Your Teeth. Play after you fail a skill test. You get +1 to each of your skills for the remainder of the round. That brings all of Jenny's skills up to a very nice 4/4/4/4, especially if you fail in the Mythos phase. I'm also really liking Streetwise, level 0. Really, but I think we'll see it again. I'm going to take Grit Your Teeth. Sorry, there's also a 5th card here. False Surrender. Parley, choose an enemy at your location, play a weapon from your hand, reducing its cost by 1. Take a fight action. You may take a fight action with that weapon, using agility instead of the skill indicated. So, Jenny could use this to play her guns. But I don't think I mean, that's okay, but I think I'm going to take Grit Your Teeth. Okay. Oh, whoops. Hi, Crosshair. Whoopsie doodles. Oh, yes, Crosshair, you're right, because I used that Discord timestamp thing. Crosshair, I'll catch you up really quickly. People are already in the chat, being like, haha, this RPG clinic, just like doing all their, all this RPG clinic crew, just like talking their way around things. Crosshair, this is for a community event called Hunters of the Mythos. I'm playing like a serious solo deck for one category, and I'm drafting for another. My draft picks are Jenny Barnes. Too many actions, Jenny. And Leo, let me ask you a question, Anderson. You are familiar with both of these investigators, I know. I'm drafting for a specific campaign, the Forgotten Age, so I'm considering the fact that I probably want ways of like soaking damage and horror and ways of evading cards, creatures. That's what I want. Okay, let's have a look here. Hell yeah, Flower, I like that. Okay. Yeah, I think... Well, this exactly, Crosshair. So, as a note, and I'll point this out, I'm definitely not going to stream these games. I will probably record them and put them on YouTube, but we'll see. And yeah, not only are we drafting out of choices of 5 for our base deck, but yes, we have to also draft all of our XP. So you're right, Crosshair. If I get like 7 or 8 XP, I could theoretically draft something like the Red Clock or the Borrowed Time or whatever. But like, I'm not going to. It's just not going to happen. So like, it seems unlikely. Okay. Let's take a look at our non-rogue options. Wrong place, right time costs 2 actions. You move damage and horror from yourself onto assets controlled by people at that location. So it's kind of a heal. I don't really want that. I just don't want that. Baseball Bat takes up both hand slots, and Jenny's guns do as well. And Keen Eye is a good talent. You spend 2 resources and you get +1 book or +1 fist until the end of the phase. But I agree with Blanky Cat here. Slip away. Can people read this, by the way? Please let me know if you need me to zoom in, which I can do. Actually, go to jail, guys. I'm gonna zoom in on your behalf anyway. And let me know if that's still visible, etc. Slip away says evade, add your intellect to your skill value, and if you succeed by 2 or more, and the evaded enemy is non-elite, it does not ready during the next upkeep phase. Really, really good early in the Forgotten Age. We're just gonna take it. Now this is a really interesting one. There's only 1 rogue card here, and I'm not really sure I want it. Okay, Scrying. Scrying, you exhaust Scrying, you spend a charge, you look at the top 3 cards of any investigator's deck or the encounter deck, and you return them to the top in any order. Okay. Sounds good, Crosshair. Scrying would be a weird choice, but perhaps one that I want. I'm not mad at the idea of, like, being able to control the encounter deck a bit. Research, yeah, agreed, for Flower. Research Librarian lets you hunt for a tome. I don't think I'm going to have any tomes. The 45 Thompson is an expensive gun. Again, it competes for hand slots with Jenny's guns, which I think are better for her, so... Captivating Discovery. Place up to 3 of your clues on your location. For each clue placed, choose and add 2 of your top 6 cards to your hands. This is a clue dropping thing. Act of Desperation. Choose and discard an item asset that takes up at least 1 hand slot. Fight, you get +X combat and deal +1 damage, where X is that cost. If you succeed, gain X resources. So, I'm kind of just rolling over this here, guys, but I think Jenny likes that quite a bit. Annoyingly, if I'm not mistaken, Act of Desperation, so it says X is the chosen asset's printed cost. Jenny Barnes's guns cost X. It's printed. X. So that would be 0 for the purposes of Act of Desperation, I believe. Even if I had paid 6 or 8 when they came into play. Because it doesn't change the fact that it... Because it's not printed 6, 8. It's something like that. Correct. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that makes it a little less useful. I imagine I'm going to have items that I can chuck, but I kind of like the idea of scrying here. I don't know if I'll use it all the time, but it could be fun. I'm going to take it. I've already got 2 of my 5 Dunwich cards, which feels great. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I hope so, Crosshair. Blinding Light is an evade that uses willpower. I don't want that. Uncage the Soul plays spells or rituals. Very, very not useful for Jenny. End of the Road. Oh! Take Blinding Light with your scrying mirror and make a laser! Hell yeah, Aragwen. I'm going to eliminate the bottom 2 here in this draft. Top row. End of the Road. Wendy Adams of the Addams Family recently hit the end of the road, and I thought that was pretty fucking slick. Play during your turn only if the final agenda is in play. Draw a card, gain a resource, gain an additional action, remove this from the game. I'm not mad at that, because I feel like having an extra action for someone like Jenny is quite good, and I agree, Crosshair. The thing is, Crosshair, like, am I gonna draft double-double? Probably not. Sadly. But, there you go. Okay, what are my other options here? Opportunist is a wild icon. It says if you succeed by 3 or more, it comes back to hand. In some scenarios, this would actually be really good. Here, very bad. Very, very, very bad. I think for the purposes of this deck. I'll pay you back. Love this card. The Tim Hortons card. Roger Twine. Very good. I'll pay you back says, and Crosshair, I know I'm going to give you ideas, but just here it comes. Play during your turn. Fast. Choose another investigator at your location. Move all resources from that person's pool to your pool. At the end of the round, move all resources from your pool to their pool. So this allows you to do one of two things, right? One, it allows you to steal your friend's money and buy a bunch of expensive shit and then go, sorry man, I can't pay you back right now, I'll get you later. Or it allows you, the rich rogue, to take your friend's $2, go and invest it, and turn it into 20, which you then return to them so that they can play their big gun or whatever. I don't know why I would steal Leo's. I mean, I'm not mad at it, but like, what am I going to spend this on? I'm taking End of the Road. I think this is really cool. It's a card for a card, a resource, and an action. But I'm not mad at that. I also think I'm going to be, anyway, I think this is going to, okay. Here we go. Let me handle this. So, if Leo were to draw a non-peril encounter card, I would draw it instead, and I get +2 to each of my skills. So that's actually pretty good for the purposes of, like, an agility treachery. I could handle it for him. I really like Inquiring Mind. It's a 3 wild skill if there's a clue on your location. Ineffable Truth is an evade using willpower. Who cares? Ethereal Form, I think, is super underrated. I think it's really cool. Add your will to your skill value for this evasion attempt. If you succeed, disengage from each other enemy engaged with you, and for the remainder of the round, you are ethereal. Enemies cannot engage or be engaged with you. You cannot attack or deal damage to enemies. So you become a ghost for a round. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking we're getting to the end of the, like, non-rogue cards, which is good. For me... And then, there's also Obfuscation, which is a 2-cost fast asset that allows you to cancel attacks of opportunity. Me too, Aragwen. I don't know who this young lady is. She looks badass, and I hope she shows up in the game. Oh, it does. It's her necklace, though. It's her necklace. I think it's, Yeah. Oh, yes, Crosshair. Yeah. So, Crosshair, I mentioned this earlier in the stream as well, but my apologies for not coming back to it. Yes, we have to respect deck building restrictions, even with the draft. And there's also... Oh, it could be Jacqueline. She looks fucking cool. We have to respect deck building restrictions. If you take, like, customizable cards or research cards, you can still draft them. There's like a system for that. Yeah. So, we'll see. All right, guys, it's coming down to 2. Let me handle this to help with Leo's agility dump stat, or Ethereal Form, where I could maybe get off a pretty big evade. Let's not take Ethereal Form. Let's take Let Me Handle This. This is going to be specifically to handle treacheries that Leo can't do. So agility treacheries. Damn it, +3. Yes, it's true, but I'm hoping to get some more stat boosters with all my money. Let's take Let Me Handle This. Is this crazy? No, we're doing it. Okay, we still have some more non-rogue cards. I'm looking at the bottom 2 here. First, Hypnotic Gaze. It's a 3-cost mystic, cancel an attack, and then you reveal a random token, and you deal the attacks thing back. Fuck this. I'm not taking Hypnotic Gaze. I don't need it. Crack the Case is money after you investigate. Jenny's probably going to be one of my primary investigators. I haven't seen a lot of investigating cards yet, which is pretty rough. Up top, we've got Grizzly Totem. After you commit a card to a skill test, it gains an additional instance of a skill icon, which is nice for the purposes of committing cards. Again, I can't upgrade this or anything. Backpack, which you search for items or supplies. Jenny will have at least one item, her guns, and she'll, I imagine, have some... I'm just going to quickly check. Are there any other supplies here? I don't think so. No, not yet. Talisman of Protection is a fast item that says when you are assigned damage and or horror that would defeat you, you can cancel some. Backpack also upgrades quite nicely. I also want to kind of get the, like, non-rogue cards out as fast as I can so I can start getting into roguey things, but I don't feel really strongly about any of these. Backpack has an agility icon, and it will hunt for things like guns and lockpicks, hopefully if I see lockpicks. So I'm going to take Backpack. Okay, Right Away. Rite of Seeking is an investigation using willpower. I don't want it. Down the Rabbit Hole is traditionally awful. Sorry, not traditionally. It's traditionally, like, really good, but you have to know what your deck is going to look like before you start. Down the Rabbit Hole reduces the cost of upgrading cards, but increases the cost of buying new cards. Because I'm drafting, I cannot guarantee that I will see cards that I upgrade, so I'm going to cancel Down the Rabbit Hole and Rite of Seeking right away. Henry Wan. I love Henry Wan, and I desperately wish he was a free trigger instead of an action. They should taboo him. Henry Wan is an aspiring actor. Basically, you spend an action to reveal tokens from the Chaos Bag. It's like 21 or Bust, except instead of revealing tokens until you bust, you reveal tokens until you reveal a symbol. And then if you revealed a symbol, nothing happens, so you've just wasted your time. But if you choose to stop before you revealed a symbol, you may either draw one card or gain a resource for each token you revealed. It's really fun. Unfortunately, the numbers are not that good here, so I'm going to take Embezzled Treasure. Embezzled Treasure, again, Wendy Adams from the Adams family knows all about this. Jenny will hopefully have lots of money to place on it every turn, which means that we will start every scenario in better and better stead, hopefully. Embezzled Treasure. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Refine, at the bottom here, we're probably going to see this a lot. This is a neutral double, so it costs 2 actions to play. Immediately mark a checkbox on an upgrade sheet for a customizable card, even if that you own, even if it's not in play. I don't have any customizable cards, so I can go ahead and just scrap that one for now. Throw the book at them. Literally throw a book at an enemy with a tome. I don't have any tomes. I probably won't have any tomes. I'm going to just not do that. Up top, Run for Your Life is a 4 agility icon, but you can only play it if you have 3 or fewer sanity. It's a desperate skill. Really fun. Great art, too. I love those guys. Vantage Point, I like. When a location enters play or is revealed during an investigator's turn, the location gets -1 shroud, and you can move a clue there from anywhere else. Well, yeah, I mean, oh, Sab, I have to, yeah, the gremlin, so this is a digital, like, it's essentially choosing at random, right? But I do like the idea of the little gremlins in the computer being like, yes, this will work. Well, Flower, I'm not gonna go I'll go against you, maybe not against the grain. I think Hyper Awareness is really good here. It's essentially Streetwise. Streetwise says spend 2 resources, get +3 book or agility. This says spend 1 resource, get +1 book or agility. I think Jenny likes Hyper Awareness, and if I need to, I can upgrade out of it with like a Streetwise at some point. I'm gonna take Hyper Awareness. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of our non-rogue cards. Scrying? Oh, they're on the side of the screen. Sorry. Hyper Awareness. Let me handle this. end of the road and grit your teeth. Okay, here we are. All right, Jenny. We've got a bunch of options here. A lot of options, actually. Hatchet Man is a skill. If you evade an enemy, then they take extra damage the next time they take damage this turn. This turn? This turn. It's not even this round. So you have to be the one to deal it damage. But Jenny has guns, so it's not crazy. The 25 automatic competes with her guns as well. It is fast. And you only get the bonus if the enemy's evaded. So I just don't think that's very useful for Jenny. Even though that's clearly Jenny's clutch in the art. I think that's Jenny's clutch. Vamp is great. I agree. Test any skill 3. You can remove doom, discover clues, evade enemies, and move them or deal damage. I'm hoping I will get some way of boosting more skills. Money Talks. Money Talks allows you to test your money instead of your skill for a test, which I like. Cheap Shot is an event. Fight, add your agility. If you succeed by 2 or more, automatically evade the enemy. So this would be great for enemies that have low fight but high evade, but that I want to try to evade. What I am definitely lacking in the deck so far is any way of boosting my stats relatively reliably, and any way of actually getting clues. Vamp potentially gets you a clue. Potentially. But Vamp, you also need an enemy at your location. So I'm thinking I'm going to take Cheap Shot. And I'm going to really try to lean into clue getting after this. And then hopefully Leo can assist with that. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, Cheap Shot, much like Slip Away, is sort of an option for enemy management that will helpfully just get things managed. There's Contraband. Okay, what do we got? What do we have here? Bianca D. Katz is not available, apparently, the image, but she was Alessandra's friend, right? You parley with her, you take her money, and then you test agility, and if you fail, she becomes an enemy. I don't think that's very valuable here. I like money. Ooh, sorry, everybody. Hidden Pocket. You slap it on, your backpack. Nope, backpack is not clothing or armor, so never mind. Hidden Pocket slaps on clothing or armor, and then you get an extra slot for an illicit thing. Fine. Pocket Telescope is fucking awesome, and I think it's fantastic, but like, what am I going to do with it? You can exhaust it to look at the revealed side of a connected, unrevealed location, so you can like peek next door, and then you can use it to investigate as if you were at a revealed connected location. Disguise. Evade, you get +2 agility. If you succeed and the evaded enemy is non-elite, it does not ready during the next upkeep phase. Really nice. Contraband is 4 cost, and you double the number of ammo or supply tokens on an asset. So what's nice here is that this could be used on Leo as well if he has like a gun of any kind. For this to be worth it, I would argue you need to have at least 4 or 5 ammo, so I need a lot of money for this to happen. I do like the intellect icon on Contraband. Yeah, and then you just have ammo forever, which is nice. I imagine we're going to be shooting a bunch of snakes. Oh, Flower. If I can luck my way into something of that nature, we're going to take Contraband, and I'm going to definitely regret it. Okay. More stuff. Money Talks. Don't shoot the little snakes! Blanky Cat, I might have to. Leo's no good at Leo's only good at stepping on snakes. He's not good at going around to snakes. Excuse me. Money Talks we've already seen. Hit Me. Play after you reveal a chaos token. Reveal an additional chaos token. Switch its minus to a plus. If that token is a skull, you automatically fail. So Hit Me is a way of attempting to snatch success from the jaws of failure, which I like. Swift Reflexes is a card that says pay 2, get an action. I'm not mad at that, especially with Jenny having money. Diabolical Luck, I have to double check. Yeah. When you reveal a curse token, sorry about the... Here, I'm just going to do this for a quick second. Whoop. When you reveal a curse token during a skill test you are performing, you may commit Diabolical Luck to that skill test from your hand, and if you do, it gains 3 additional wild icons. So, that's really cool if I was playing with curses, which I, of course, am not. Currently. But Leo won't get any curse cards, because he's partially rogue, but mostly guardian. Friends in Low Places. Friends in Low Places is customizable. Choose and record a trait on your upgrade sheet. And basically it says, look at the top 6 cards of your deck. If you have that trait on any of those cards, you may spend a resource to add that card to your hand. So you are paying to draw cards with a specific trait. Now, I don't know what kind of traits are going to be useful here. I've got a couple of supplies, a couple of tricks. Yeah. Oh, for sure, Flower. Actually, you know what? That's not a bad point, because then I could try to get it. Because then this becomes a 4 wild icon card, which I quite like. The problem is that I don't have any, like, I have money and I have a hyper awareness. So I don't really have much to do with my money yet. So there's that. Friends in Low Places would allow me to search and things. Yes, Crosshair, you make a good point, of course, yeah. Diabolical Luck, if committed from hand, because of a curse token, essentially 2 of its wild icons get cancelled out. So it's +2. Hit Me will always be useful, because I'll draw a -3 when I'm only 2 up, and then I'll try to draw a better token. Friends in Low Places is honestly pretty huge if I get a certain kind of card that I need. So say, items, or tricks. I don't know what trait I would record, and I would choose to do that at the end. But I think Hit Me is always going to be useful to try to pass a test. And I just need some sort of fucking clue card, guys. I took it. Okay, I see a card I like here. I see a few cards I like here. Let's talk about all of them here. Cheap Shot, I already have a copy. This would be a second copy. Vamp, great card, again. Knuckle Duster is a fight action, and the attacked enemy gains Retaliate. As much as I like Jenny with brass knuckles, it doesn't seem necessary. Tool Belt is a piece of clothing that you slap tools on. Basically, as a free trigger, you can exhaust Tool Belt to, like, unclip a tool and then have it in your hand, clip a tool to your tool belt so that it doesn't take up a hand slot, and then, you can kind of use them that way. However, Blackie Cat, I believe, is correct here. Fox Mask, good. Fox Mask, as a reminder, is the one of the mask cards from Hemlock Vale. It uses 2 offerings. Oh, sorry, Alessandra Zorzi had a Fox Mask as well that she got from the child in one of the children in Hemlock Vale. You spend an offering to get +2 book or +2 agility, and you replenish one of these offerings after you move out of a location with an enemy. I don't know how often that will happen, but I certainly think having more agility boosts or more intellect boosts on tap is going to be really good. And it's an item, so Backpack can search for it. Taken. Boom. Okay, we continue. Money Talks. This is the 3rd time I've seen Money Talks. Oh, whoops. I put this over a little too far. My apologies. There we go. Thieves Kit. Thieves Kit uses agility instead of intellect for your investigation, and if you succeed, gain a resource, which I like, but again, I don't have a lot of boosts here. Kukri, a very sad weapon that I truly wish had a new home, or had a home at all. Kukri is from the core set. I just think the word is awesome and the weapon itself is awesome, but the card is sad. Fight, you get +1 combat for this attack. If you succeed, you may spend an action to deal +1 damage. So, again, just to be clear, the reading of that card, it's not that you can spend extra actions to get +1 damage each time. Oh, is it from Dunwich? Oh, God, Blanky, that's even worse. But yes. Yeah, so Kukri is really sad, unfortunately. You could use a Kukri to attack once for 1 damage, and then attack again, and spend 2 actions to deal 2 damage, but, like, I don't know, it's just fine. Scout Ahead. Scout Ahead is a 1-cost insight trick that just says, move. You move 3 times, enemies do not engage you. I love this, knowing what I know about the second scenario of the Forgotten Age. And I think this is going to be... I like 2 agility icons. I think this is better with coup de grace as well, which is a fated tactic where you deal a damage to an enemy, and if it defeats that enemy, you draw a card, but you have to end your turn. I'm going to take Scout Ahead. Jenny's going to be my scout. And there we are. Okay. Guys, there's a card on this page I really want to talk about right away. Here are my options. Smoking Pipe, which turns horror into damage, so you heal horror to deal damage to yourself. Fine. Investments is a long-term gain some money card, but I mean, Jenny's already making some money, so I don't know if I need investments as well. I'll take that. Play when you successfully evade a humanoid enemy or investigate. Play an item from your hand, reducing its cost by X. Super, super good. Backstab. It's a 3 damage tactic, but you have to use agility. Instead of combat, I may as well just use my guns. In the thick of it. In the thick of it, I have to take trauma, but I get 3 XP. This means I will be drafting this 3 XP immediately following this right here, but I think I would be pretty foolish to not take in the thick of it, so I'm just going to do it. It's a draft. You want to take every advantage you can get. Okay. Okay, actually, okay, good options here. Sled Dog, unfortunately not going to be great here because we would have to then... We're about halfway through Jenny's draft. I like the dogs too, guys. I like the dogs too, but you want as many... You want all of the copies, right? Now, Leo might want the dogs. It's just because if I only draft 1 dog, it's absolutely useless. Diabolical Luck we've talked about. Sneak By is an evade that gives you 2 resources. Joey the Rat. Joey the Rat says, spend a resource, choose an item from your hand and play it, paying its cost. So you can fast play an item. Currently my items are Backpack, Embezzled Treasure, which is free, Fox Mask, and that's it. Ah! He's so cool, though. I like the soak on him, too. And of course, yes, Crosshair is correct. Of course, yes, the guns. Which, it basically means it's 1 resource to play an item, to make an item fast. Which is nice, for sure. Trenchcoat, again, I happen to know that in this campaign, I will be attempting to evade a lot. And things like Slip Away is an evasion attempt. Do I have any other evasions right now? Not yet. Cheap Shot is a fight action. Fox Mask gives me... Anyway, Trenchcoat basically says you get +1 during evasion attempts, which I'm really not mad at. That would take Jenny up to a pretty respectable 4, plus like some other options, which is good. Oh god, also armor good. I agree. I would love to have some agility. If I can get Lonnie Ritter, then I can use Lonnie Ritter to pay to sew up my coat and stuff. I'm gonna take the trench coat because I like evading. I don't know why you'd be wearing a trench coat in Mexico, but okay. I was just talking about Lonnie Ritter. Let's have a look. You owe me one. Look at Leo Anderson's hand. You may play a non-weakness card in their hand under your control. If you do, each investigator draws a card. Oh, of course, Erwin, I should have known. So that's a fun card. Reckless Assault is 4 combat icons if you have 3 or fewer sanity. Colt Vest Pocket is not great for Jenny, but it's just generally, I think, really fun. It's a 2-cost gun that has 5 ammo. It gives you +1 combat, +1 damage, but at the end of the round, you have to discard it. So it's really good for people like, say, Dexter Drake, who can just, like, he can magic it out, fire a few rounds off, and then magic it away before it disappears on its own. Nimble. Nimble is a skill. It gives you an agility icon. For each point this test succeeds by, you may immediately move to a connecting location up to 3. This is action compression and movement. However, Lonnie Ritter is an ally, +1 combat, fine. That takes Jenny with guns up to a pretty nice 6. 2 health and 3 sanity, which is much like Joey the Rat, pretty good. But here's her ability, guys. Exhaust Lonnie Ritter, spend a resource, choose an item asset controlled by an investigator at your location, heal a damage from it, and a horror from Lonnie. My thoughts here is, I know it's like very specific, but basically if I can get Trenchcoat and Lonnie down, then I can use Jenny's money to heal the Trenchcoat and Lonnie every turn, basically. Heal the horror off of Lonnie and the damage off of her. And that's going to keep Jenny alive for a while. And who else is going to have the money to pay for Lonnie Ritter but Jenny? I need money. I'm just looking at my deck. I need money, I need card draw. Yeah, I need money and I need card draw. But this is, again, it's a stat boost, and it's soak. And I want to have at least 1 ally in my deck. Boom. Okay. I was just talking about needing skill icons. Painkillers is the opposite of smoking pipe. You take horror to heal damage. I think I can eliminate that. Thermos. Thermos is an item. Thermos is... Yeah, exactly, Crosshair. Yes, exactly. Which is like, as long as you can put the damage on the coat and the horror on Lonnie, like it just, you can kind of survive for a while, which is nice. Okay. Thermos heals 2 physical damage or mental damage, horror, damage or horror, if you have 2 physical or 2 mental trauma. Crosshair. Terrible choice, but, you know, I look... So Flower makes a good point as well. I will be starting with trauma, and I could choose 2 physical, just because Jenny has more health than sanity. And then Thermos would actually do things, and maybe Leo will also get in the thick of it, and then also that would be nice. It's so fucking expensive for what it does, and I hate that. I hate that for me. Manual Dexterity. Oh, God, no! You guys are the worst! Look, guys, Manual Dexterity. 2 agility icons. If you successfully draw a card. Boom! It's card draw, it's agility. If Thermos 3, would you play it? Like if it cost 3. Blanky Cat, in an ideal world, I would want Thermos to cost 2. Or, I would want it to be fast. Sorry, not fast. I would want the abilities to be free-triggered abilities. I understand you shouldn't be able to just, in the middle of swinging at a monster, be like, glug, glug, glug. Like, I realize you shouldn't be able to do that, but... Fuck. Guys, you're the worst. Oh. Okay. Alright, everyone... Okay. Oh, no. I feel like I've made the chat really unhappy. How's this? I've got 15 cards left, 14 cards left after I take Manual Dexterity. If Thermos comes up again... Alright. Thermos would be fun. It's Joey the Rat again. Calculated Risk. Calculated Risk gains a wild... So you have to commit it to yourself. It has to be you. You can't commit it to someone else. It gains a wild icon for each action you've performed this turn, including this one. Crosshair, if Calculated Risk had existed when you were playing your Jenny deck, it would have... I think it would have been an automatic include. You have to end your turn after you use it, so you want to play it on whatever your last action is, essentially. But that's potentially a lot of wild icons. For most investigators on a good day, it's like 3 or maybe 4 for an action. Daredevil. Now, Daredevil's really interesting, because I don't think I can take it here. Daredevil says, it's a skill with 1 wild icon. It says, after you commit Daredevil, discard cards from the top of your deck until you discard a rogue skill that you can commit to this test. Manual Dexterity is not a rogue skill. Commit it, shuffle each weakness that was discarded back into your deck. Yeah, exactly. Well, Flower, I think you were around when Crosshair was playing... I was playing Dexter Drake, and he was playing Jenny Barnes at the Mountains of Madness, which was a fan campaign. And his Jenny with Charon's Obol, like, yeah, that was exactly it. It wasn't Skids, but like, yeah, Ace in the Hole, Borrow Time, Red Clock, the upgraded version gives 1 or maybe 2 extra actions. I'm missing something. There's another, like, absolutely wild relic pick that was just giving... So, the Black Fan, of course, which I think if you had X number of resources... Fucking double? Unbelievable. Right, yes. Because you would go, okay, I'll play the Fan, I'll play Hot Streak, and I'll double it. Just, like, absolutely ludicrous. Guys, let's talk about this. I can't take Daredevil. I can't take Bianca de Katz. Followed is an Investigate... it was your first Flower. I understand. Good times. Followed says, investigate. Choose an enemy at your location. You get +1 intellect for this investigation for each damage on the chosen enemy. If you succeed, discover an additional clue. Look, is this a good card? Probably not. With Leo, the idea would be to punch an enemy, and then to have Jenny follow it and get 2 clues off its location. It's not the best, but I am going to take it. Pow. Okay, now here's where we separate the Jennies from the other Diatons. Nimble. Good skill. We've already talked about it. Pickpocketing. After you evade an enemy, draw a card. I love card draw. Perception. 2 intellect. Draw a card if you succeed. Really nice. Lone Wolf. A little less useful in multiplayer, as it would be in solo, where it always fires. But it's really, really nice. And another copy of Lonnie Ritter, which means I would actually be likely to see her in a scenario. My question is, do any of these cards feel more important than taking a second copy of Lonnie Ritter, which is, like, not the cornerstone of my deck, but, like, kind of an important thing in my deck? Good question. Pickpocketing? I want to be evading a lot, but I don't actually know how much I'll be evading, so I don't really know how useful that's going to be. I need to build Jenny as a cluer. Exactly, Crosshair. Well... Jenny can generally handle herself, and Leo can handle himself as well. Potentially. So, Lone Wolf would at least give me the chance to make the money I need to actually play all the cards that are in this deck so far. I'm such a sucker. You all know me. I'm such a sucker for skill cards. Like, I really deprioritize assets all the time. And I'm such a sucker for skill cards, because it's just like, there's no cost, you commit them to things that you want to do. Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean, Crosshair. Yes. You'd have to play it, and then not be at the location with to make the money, and then another turn. Oh, shit! Oh, Flower, thank you for reminding me. Jenny's weakness, searching for Izzy, attaches to the farthest location from you, and then it says double action, investigate. If you succeed, discard searching for Izzy. If it's in play at the end of the game, you take a mental trauma. Should have taken Thermos. Yeah, I think I got. Yeah, I love perception anyways. I'm gonna take it. Lots of options here again. Hidden Pocket. which I could stick on my trench coat, but I don't really have anything to include there. No hand items, by the way, weirdly. Pilfer. Pilfer is a really cool card, but probably not for Jenny. You investigate using agility instead of intellect, and you get 3 clues if you succeed. But it costs 4. Anyway, whatever. Not necessary. Let God sort him out. That's Michael McGlenn in the art, the upcoming gangster from the Drowned City. He's standing on a pile of corpses. It's not fast, which is crazy to me. Basically, if you've defeated enemies with a total of 6 or more health this turn, you can play this, and it goes in the victory display. You earn 1 additional experience. Sneak by is money for an evade. Mandex is 2 agility icons and a card. And I'm taking manual dexterity because I'm a little boring. But, again, the Forgotten Age, for those who haven't played it, I don't want to spoil it too much. Not only is having agility useful for a variety of reasons, but, well, actually, Crosshair, I don't know if you remember way back playing that very first, getting Leo in on the campaign. There's a very specific scenario in the Forgotten Age that turns your deck upside down, and having skills is particularly valuable. So I'm going to take another manual dexterity. Oh! We got Thermos! Okay, so. Another Pilfer, I don't need it. False Surrender would let me play my guns a little cheaper, but like me. Whoops! Sorry, Power. Leo DeLuca! We love Leo. It's an extra action for 6. Faustian Bargain. Faustian Bargain adds curses in exchange for $5, which is quite nice. We like money. And Leo might be starved for money too. I did say I would take Thermos. Leo does fight for a Lonnie slot. It's true. And that, it's not a euphemism. Oh my god, this is taking so much longer than I thought it would. Sorry, guys. No, I'm not sorry. I love this. I like the money here. How mad are people going to be if I don't take Thermos? Everyone's like, do it for the memes! The memes! What else? So, what's my... Oh, here, you guys can't even see. This is the deck so far. The deck so far has no hand items, crazily, 9 events, 8 assets, pretty good, and 3 skills, which is actually kind of better than I was expecting. Basically, my items to play are a trench coat, Lonnie Ritter, the Fox Mask, and maybe even Hyper Awareness, and then I'm boosting my skills. What? Minus 10 approval? Whoa. Minus 10 approval points? Oh, whoops. That's not what I meant to do. You guys don't need to see Jenny's face anymore. Folks, this isn't called Doomed for no reason. Okay? It's called Doomed because I love that weakness. It's also called Doomed because sometimes we do things for the right reasons. For the memes. For the lulz. I think we have to take Thermos. Godspeed, Jenny Barnes. Drink your beautiful soup, you beautiful bastard. Thermos! We did it! Okay. Oh! Can also be found with backpack. Alright. Money and card draw. What do we got? Okay. Thieves' Kit, we've already talked about. Pilfer, we've already talked about. I'm not saying those are bad, but I am saying why. Hard Knocks is another talent that lets you spend money for combat and agility, which is nice, but I'd rather stick to intellect and agility. Tempt Fate. Tempt Fate is a fast card, 3 curses, 3 blesses, draw a card. Intel Report allows me to pay $2 for a clue, $4 for 2 clues, or $6 for 2 clues at a connecting location. Sorry, not a connecting location, up to 2 connections away. I know there are going to be some 5 Shroud locations in the jungle. Welcome to the jungle! We've got high Shroud places! And Intel Report will let me buy the clues off of them. Straight up and down. I don't know how I'm going to make the money up, but I'm going to take Intel Report. Boop! Done. Okay. Okay. So again, here we are. 25 automatic. Obfuscation. Switchblade. Switchblade is fight. If you succeed by 2 or more, it deals +1 damage, which is really cute. Tony Morgan liked the Switchblade. Blackmail File. Choose a non-elite enemy at your location. Parley. Test X. Willpower. X is their health value. If you succeed, they disengage and gain aloof. For the round. Like, what? Like, what? Why? Like, why? Sephina might like this? It's weird. Make them aloof. Oh, no, you know who likes this is, oh my god, the spy, Trish, likes this, because then they're aloof. And they're at her location. Yeah, Flower. Yeah, it is. And because it came in a box set with a bunch of, like, blesses and cursey stuff, so they were like, what's a good neutral version of this? However, my friends, I'll take that. How do you blackmail a snake? How do you blackmail a snake like Maria? I don't know, Flower. I don't know. I'll take that. Allows me to play an item, reducing its cost by X. This is essentially money. But it also has an intellect icon on it, so I'm going to take it. Oi! Okay, alright, okay. I already took a thermos for the lulz, okay? Go to jail, guys. Grift! Parley, test agility 0. For each point you succeed by, gain a resource. That's money. Lockpicks. Mr. and Miss Mouse? Blanky Cat, who's Mr. and Miss Mouse? Is that Rex and Wendy? That's so charming! Yeah, of course. Or are you referring to somebody else? Good lord. Yeah, I can definitely... I'll give you a quick synopsis of how last scenario went. Oh my god. Sorry, Scott. Oh god. Sorry, Blanky Cat. We were role-playing as the blackmail file, I understand. I'm sorry, that's really fucking funny, actually. Well. Mr. Snake. Mr. Cobra. Now what the hell happened to Mr. and Mrs. Mouse, huh? I got everything here in this file already. Mr. Cobra, I'm gonna need you to come clear. Hey, stop shedding. No shedding allowed in here. Lockpicks is add your agility to your intellect and get a clue. We like it. I'm kind of down for grift, to be honest. I like money. Another copy of Cheap Shot would be good too. Lockpicks competes for the hand slots with Jenny's guns, but then again, I do need a way to get clues, and this is at least one clue around. Fuck, I have just no money, like, at all. Oh my god. How many cards do I have left? 7? Oof, yeah. I need them. I need the picks. Hashtag the picks. Okay. A second copy of Fox Mask. Colt Vest Pocket, 25 automatic, I think we can do away with. Slip Away, real nice. We like a good evade. Run for Your Life, also really nice, but I'm hoping I will never have 3 sanity. Yes, it's correct. I'm going to take a second Fox Mask, even though you can only have 1. This means I'll at least see it. Hopefully. Okay. Damning Testimony is a customizable asset that I don't think Jenny likes. You choose an enemy at any location and investigate your location. You can spend evidence to discover additional clues there, which is cool. Yeah, no, that's a good point, Crosshair, actually, yeah. So I'm just hoping that, like, I can still get to a place where it's valuable. Cunning? Cunning is 2 books or 2 feet if you have 5 or more resources. Obviously, if I get, like, Trenchcoat Lonnie Ritter in my opening hand, like, I'm never going to have 5 resources again. But it's a skill card. And it has 1 of each with no other conditions. Think on your feet, however. Play when an enemy would spawn at your location. Immediately move to a connecting location. They still spawn at the previous location. This is a get-out-of-jail-free card for Jenny. Well, it's not free. It costs 1. There's also Joey here as well, and let God sort him out again. I really like Think on Your Feet as like a, oop, shit, like people are coming, boop. Cunning is icons, which I think is probably more valuable, because I'm gonna have to pass some tests at some point. I'm gonna have to pass something. With Fox Mask? Oh, no. Sorry, what am I doing? Think on Your Feet and Fox Mask combo. Does it? Actually. No, it doesn't combo. It's a non-bow, because they spawn at your previous location after you've moved. So that doesn't work, actually. Never mind. Huh. Oh, a good point, Flower of August. Well. I mean, hopefully I'll have more money, but... Think on Your Feet, it is. Okay. There's a lot going on here. Tool Belt does nothing for me. Backstab doesn't really do much for me. Stealth? Evade, they get -2 evade. Followed, I've already talked about being really kind of fun. I'm gonna take Sneak By because I will be evading and I need money. So, that's... And it's got 2 agility icons. I'm not even gonna think about it, I'm just gonna take it. Okay. Daredevil is not necessary here because it would discard my whole deck searching for a rogue skill, of which I have none. Damning Testimony as well I don't like. Coat Vest Pocket I don't like. 2 Embezzled Treasures or 2 I'll Take That's. Again, I'll Take That here is... I don't know how Jenny's going to like pass these tests, but basically the hope is she's going to pass the tests enough that she can like get item plays out of it as well, which is quite nice. So I'm taking an I'll Take That. Another Think on Your Feet. British Bulldog is a gun that says if you fail to parley, you can play it for free. And it uses agility instead of combat to fight. It's a gun. Tool Belt, I don't need. Opportunist, I'm never going to be succeeding by 3 with this stat line, so I don't need to bother. I think I take another copy of Think on Your Feet, which I quite like. I'll take that. Free Thermos! Hell yeah. Okay. We're nearing the end of the draft for Jenny, which I need to... I'll need to do my XP as well. Woohoo! I need to look up Light-Footed and Stir the Pot as events. Colt Vest Pocket we've talked about. Pocket Telescope is a hand item that lets you peek at connecting locations or investigate as if you were there. Leo is very expensive, but quite good. Super Dylan? Holy crap! Thanks so much for the resub, Super Dylan. You're the best. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. Oh, I would say on Liz's channel. I don't know why my notifications aren't working. They haven't been working for ages. I've like reinstalled the connection and all that. So I'll just do this for you. Subscriber, 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 subscriber. Thank you. That's what it would normally do. So big hearts, big ups. Yeah. Be cool, Super Dylan. Well, yeah, Super Dylan's got a bigger streak than you, Flower of August, if you know what I mean. What does it mean? I'm drafting some card, I'm drafting a card game right now, Super Dylan. Enjoy. And, okay, yep, tick tick, tried your best. Are cool already, tick tick, done. Let's have a look at what card, I don't think I want anything in this top row. Let's take a look at Stir the Pot. A 3-cost Parley, I wish the art was here, I'm really sorry. Test Book X. If you succeed, do 2 damage to each enemy at your location. I'm not going to be parleying much, I don't think. Light-Footed is a skill. This is, yes. This has got 1 agility icon. It says, if this skill test is successful during an evasion attempt, you may automatically evade another enemy at your location. Again, knowing what I know about the Forgotten Age, I think we're going to need to be light-footed with all of them snakes. Okay. Last card? Second last card? Last card, I think. We love the Decorated Skull. I love Unexpected Courage for some wild icons. However, I see what, like, I'm a simple man. I see watch this, I take watch this. Look at that. He's wearing a, it's not really a, it could be a trench coat. He's got guns akimbo. Watch this is a skill with one of a few different icons. You have to commit it to yourself. You can spend resources on that test, and then if you succeed by one or more, gain twice that many resources. It's money. It's money, and it's a skill. And it's a show-off. And it is Keanu, isn't it? I can zoom in more. Yeah, that's Keanu. Oh, hang on. What did I do? There we go. Yeah, good enough. Okay. An unexpected courage is too wild, but I think we take the watch this and hope to just over-succeed. It's done! It's done. This is the deck. It's absolutely wild. It is absolutely wild. 2 Fox Masks, 2 I'll Take That's, 2 Think on Your Feets, and 2 Manual Dexterity. Honestly, just that is, like, pretty good for me. However, my friends, we have one more thing to do. I took In the Thick of It. Sorry, I drafted In the Thick of It, which means Jenny Barnes has 2 physical trauma and 3 XP. My friends, we're going to draft our 3 XP. Oh boy. Sorry, what is this? Just making sure there's nothing here that I need. Nope. Okay, good. Here we go. So I have to draft. It doesn't, when I import this to Arkham DB, I'll decide which of the cards comes out for the XP that I'm buying, unless it's a permanent. Okay. Let's have a look. Snitch. Play after you succeed at a skill test while parleying. Discover 2 clues from among your location and connecting locations. I like clues. I don't have anything that parlays here, so I don't really see why I would take that. Bruiser. Bruiser has 2 resources on it that can be spent to pay for armor, like Trenchcoat. Nope, that's not armor. Still, sorry. Firearm or melee cards, so it can be used to pay for her guns. You can also spend the resources on Bruiser to boost skill tests on armor, firearm, and melee cards. I'm going to come back to Slipaway level 2 because I think that's pretty good. Sure Gamble, 3 XP. Fast, play after you reveal a chaos token with a negative modifier, switch the minus to a plus. That is essentially a, oh, I'm definitely failing this test. Instead, I'm going to pass it by a bunch. Here we go. So something like, I really need to pass this investigation check or whatever. Triggerman is an ally and a criminal, so he'll compete with the spot with Lonnie, but like maybe that's not bad. Let's see what he does. You attach an illicit asset from your hand to Triggerman. So say lockpicks or your guns maybe or whatever. Exactly, Flower. FFG, using all them phrases again. Triggerman, so you put an illicit asset on him. Free trigger, exhaust him, spend a resource, resolve an action ability on the asset without paying its action cost. Resolve that ability with a base value of 4. So, Triggerman would allow you to free trigger, spend a resource to investigate with lockpicks or whatever. Pretty cool. Slipaway level 2. What's nice about this as well is that it's immediately upgrades from Slipaway level 0, so I don't have to worry about what I'm taking out. Evade, add your book. If you succeed by 1 or more, the enemy is not elite, it does not ready. If you succeed by 3 or more, return Slipaway to your hand at the end of your turn. Sure Gamble's really good. It essentially makes one test an auto pass, right? Slipaway level 2 potentially will give me a number of free evades, and it lowers the threshold for it to work. And, perhaps most importantly, it leaves me with 1 XP, which I will then be drafting. Which I'm hoping to get. I'm hoping to get something good here, team. Good question, Flower. I'm not to be rude, I'm just gonna count, because I actually have not actually counted. But you're right that in the thick of it doesn't count, so let's just see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 10 assets that are not in the thick of it. 11, 12, 13, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. So it is 30 plus in the thick of it, so we're good. Yeah, honestly, Crosshair, I think it's worth a consideration in anyone who can take it. Especially level 2 is, I think it's pretty nice. I don't know if it's like that nice. I quite like it though. So I'm gonna do it, and this way, I get 1 XP to spend, baby! Alright. Oh! Lockpicks level 1! Really nice. Huge, great upgrade for 1 XP. Stylish Coat. Now, if I had more money in my deck, Stylish Coat would be a no-brainer, I think. Stylish Coat says, when you gain 1 or more resources during your turn via a player card effect, Stylish Coat gets you +1. So, really nice for money decks, but... Priest of Two Faiths gives you blesses, and then if you keep him around, he gives you curses. Eon Chart is an item that allows you to exhaust Eon Chart and fast move, evade, or investigate, which is great. We love actions. And Rod of Animalism does nothing for me because I have no creatures, no doggos. It's a little boring, but I'm just going to take Lockpicks level 1. But this is it is a better, it is a much better version of Lockpicks level 0. So there it is. Okay. My final deck. Slip Away level 0 comes out, Lockpicks level 0 comes out, and the upgraded versions go in. Pretty nice! This Jenny deck is going to be relying on things like Fox Mask to like pass tests, and then Lonnie Ritter Trenchcoat to hopefully stay alive, but she's got a lot of tricks to hopefully survive. More evade, a little bit of shooty. Yeah, exactly. Now, I said... Whoops. Sorry, everybody. I said I would do the other one. I have a meeting in like half an hour, so I'm going to at least start, and I will go really fast if I need to. That was pretty sweet. Okay. My friends, it was a lot of fun. Now, Leo Anderson alongside Jenny. Jenny Barnes... Yeah, like we said, some evadey, a little bit of shooty. Chat, let's talk! No, Scott, let's talk too! More draft, let's talk! I love it. I've got lockpicks. I've got an intel report. What was that? Okay, yep. Saludos, Crosshair, we'll see you soon. I'll let you know how Mr. Leo does. You know what? I'll do this first draft at least for you while you're here. Oh my god, why the f would Leo want disguise? What the f is this? What the shit kind of starting is this? God damn it. As a reminder, Leo Anderson has 4 willpower, 4 combat, 3 intellect, but only 1 agility. His ability is, after your turn begins, you can play an ally asset, reducing its cost by 1. So, you want allies. And his Elder Sign is +2, hunt for an ally in your top 3. So you really want allies. Fake Credentials allows you to parley with enemies at your location. So you show your snakes your passport, and they're like, oh yes, of course, that is a legal passport. And you get a clue. So funny. So ridiculous. Trusted, I have to trust that I'm going to get allies. Elusive is really nice. Actually though, you think I can block the bullets? Oh. Leo can't block bullets. No, unfortunately. I actually really like Elusive too, generally, in this campaign. And for Leo, it might be very nice. I'm gonna take Elusive. What the fuck are these cards, guys? What is this? Delay the Inevitable. It's a 2-cost card. You have to pay 2 every Mythos phase, but basically, when you're dealt damage and or horror, you discard Delay the Inevitable and cancel all. Decoy, pay money to evade, which is good because Leo's never gonna... What the fuck is this chat doing here? Get this chat out of here! I'm gonna sit right between the chat and the thing. Swift reflexes, $2 for an action. Painkillers takes horror to heal damage. I don't want that for sure. Eavesdrop. Choose an unengaged enemy at your location. Like aloof, I guess? Or evaded enemies? Test Intellect X. X is their evade value. If you succeed, discover 2 clues. Realistically, that means that if Leo goes into a location with an aloof enemy, like, it's just, how often is that going to happen? But then again, how often am I going to want to pay $2 to evade an enemy? Oh, actually, Leo might want to do that all the time. One enemy at his location. I'm never going to eavesdrop. Like, it's just not going to happen. Unless Jenny's evaded the enemy, then I can at least try it. Fuck, it's not going to happen. Oh, God. No, I'm taking decoy. I need allies. What the fuck is this? 21 or Bust is an amazing card. It's a lot of fun. All right. Knife is a weapon. True Grit heals damage, but it is not an ally. Small Favor, you pay money to do damage. I'd rather just hit things. One in the Chamber gives you an extra bullet in your gun once you've emptied your gun. And you get +3 with it, which is really fun. But I don't have any guns yet, so I can't guarantee I'll draft a gun. 21 or Bust. I know it's a little ludicrous, guys, but like, that's going to be money in a deck that will be money hungry. And I'll be really smart with it. Okay. Wolf Mask on the table. So manual dexterity is 2 agility icons, but Leo only has 1, so I'm never going to pass tests with it. Coup de grace is a damage at the end of your turn. A free damage, which is nice. British Bulldog, you have to use agility instead of combat, so I don't want that. Solemn Vow, you play it under the control of another investigator, and then they can move damage or horror from their cards to my cards, basically. So Leo would use Solemn Vow to take damage off of Jenny. But Wolf Mask is really strong. It gives you combat or agility, and you replenish the offerings on it when you engage an enemy, which I think will be all the time. No goddamn allies yet. You handle this one. Throws a treachery over to Jenny. Clean him out is fight, gain $2. Leo's got 4 fight, so he's probably not mad at that. But I like you handle this one, because he can give the agility treacheries to Jenny. And then she has let me handle this, so I feel like together they'll be able to do that. Can I get some allies, please? Oh my god, Leo's gonna be ally-less. Ugh. Okay, what do we got? Knife. First aid. First aid costs a lot of actions. You owe me one. Play a card from Jenny's hand under my control. Doesn't have that many assets. Monster Slayer. Monster Slayer is an event. It just says fight +1 damage. I'm really not mad at that. Did I run out of music? Sorry, 2 seconds, team. Oh, all gone. It's not a very long playlist, is it? Vamping Leo would be a laugh, but, you know, he's got 4 will and 4 combat, so at least there's that, but I think I'm going to take Monster Slayer, because at least that's some damage. I need, like, weapons. I need a weapon and some allies. Allies! Holy shit, Runic Axe. Okay. So, Backstab I don't want. Investments I don't want. Swift Reflexes I don't really care. I don't have that much money. Guard Dog is an ally, which means Leo can play it for 2 at the beginning of his turn. Really, really nice. Oh, I thought it was only 1. Flower, very nice. Runic Axe. Runic Axe is a wild two-handed weapon. It's customizable, so you can upgrade it to do things like heal you. I think one of the upgrades allows you to hang on. I'm gonna quickly check, because I want to know what Runic Axe does. Oh, for fuck's sake! There we go. I want to know what the customizable cards are on it are. -1 cost. If the attack defeats an enemy, draw a card, heal a damage, heal a horror. You can discover clues. If you succeed, move. Okay. We're back. So Runic Axe is a great weapon, and I think Leo really likes it. You spend charges which replenish over time to either give yourself more combat or do extra damage. It's quite nice. However, I'm 6 cards in and I haven't seen any allies yet. So if I don't take allies now, I won't ever have them. And Guard Dog does damage. And soaks. So I'm taking the dog and I'm hoping that I see more allies. And maybe I'll even see the Runic Axe again. Money. Eavesdrop again, which it really wants me to take. The Colt, which doesn't give you a combat boost, but does do extra damage. But then there's also Daring. Commit only to a skill test during an attack or evasion attempt. It doesn't say I have to be the one performing it. 3 wild. They get Retaliate and Alert. Riff! Exactly, Aragwen. We got that Guard Dog. I love Daring. I think Leo's gonna like it for the fight, and I think he's gonna love committing it to Jenny for the evade. And draw a card. So I don't think that's worth less than anything else here. Okay. 2 weapons, a Blackjack and a Runic Axe again. Daredevil, which is useless for me. Ofuda, which has to do with removing keywords from enemies, but it's only replenished when you draw a Bless. And of course, Thermos. I'm going to take the Runic Axe, and I'm going to be really, really happy about that. Leo, I'm really hoping that that means Leo will be able to walk around and actually deal with enemies. Maybe I'll even fight Yig himself. Okay. Obfuscation, which deals with attacks of opportunity. I don't care. The Mauser is good, but probably not for Leo. Quick Thinking is a wild icon. If you succeed by 2 or more, you get an additional action, which we like. Watch This. Watch This is also quite good for money, but I don't know if I need that. Refine. 3 cost, 2 actions. Mark a checkbox on an upgrade sheet for a customizable card you own. With a Runic Axe in my deck now, that means that I don't have to draft the upgrades for the Runic Axe. I can just choose one with Refine. And because it's a Guardian card, Leo can actually upgrade it fully if I roll the dice on that. I definitely want to pass tests, and I feel like I need... Well, if I take Refine, I can start trying to take the one where I can try to get the checkbox picked where you can get clues by defeating enemies. And I have some money. I'm gonna take Refine. That's fucking crazy, isn't it? I'm refining my axe. Will I ever have 2 actions to spend on refining my axe? I don't know. Crazy, man. This is the draft for you. I love it. I'm gonna do it. I'm taking Refine. Okay. Here we are. Stealth, I don't want, for sure. The 45 automatic is nice, but now I have an axe, which I'd love to keep. Physical training boosts willpower in combat, which is very nice. But there's also a flashlight here, which Leo's 3 intellect is probably going to need something like flashlight to actually successfully pass tests. Obviously, the Runic Axe takes up 2 hand slots. But, you know, the flashlight only has 3 charges anyway, so, like, I would only be using this to investigate low shroud locations trying to pass. I I think I like it better than physical training. So I'm taking a flashlight to try to help with some investigating. Again, stealth I don't want. Reckless assault is probably really nice, but I don't think I need it. Quick thinking is great. Fighting lessons. Commit to a skill test during an attack or evasion. You can commit this skill to an investigator's test at any location. So this can help Jenny with a combat and an agility and a wild. However, Grievous Wound. Play after you successfully attack a non-elite enemy using a melee asset, like a runic axe. The Grievous Wound is attached to the enemy, and at the end of the round, they take damage. I quite like that. That means that, yeah, that's gonna basically do extra damage over time against the sort of bigger enemies, which I'm hoping is enough, so I'm gonna take it. Still looking for allies. Oh, there's an ally, great. Oh, a bunch of allies, actually, okay. Well-dressed has to do with parley actions, which is not our jam. Beat Cop, +1 combat. Discard it to do a damage, yep. Geared Up is a permanent. You play item assets, which I only have a couple of right now, so like, yeesh. And you can't do anything else. You lose all your actions. You lose 3 actions. Leo DeLuca. Take an extra action, 6 cost. I think I like Beat Cop, actually, because Leo's unique ally asset, Mitch Brown, gives you additional slots for... It gives you an additional slots for non-unique allies, so people like Beat Cop. Honed Instinct is awesome as well. And Blanky Cat does make a good point. Parlay is very important in the... yeah. Well, so, question for you, Blanky Cat. I have only ever parlayed with Iktaka in the first scenario. I know that you could choose to defeat her instead. She only has 4 health. Maybe it's 2 health per investigator or something? Can't remember. Maybe it's just 4, I can't remember. Are Leo and Jenny gonna want to parlay with her? I don't know. And it is a good point that it will be useful later as well. I'm wondering if there's any other reason to keep parlay around, though. Also, I need allies to use Leo's ability, and I think Beat Cop is going to be very valuable. Fuck. Okay, if Well-Dressed comes up again, I'm taking it, but I need at least 2 allies to make Leo worth it. Okay, this is shit. Oh, actually, hang on. No, not quite. First Aid. Okay, Sneak By is money for evade, which we're not going to do. First Aid heals. Eat Lead. You spend extra ammo from a firearm, reveal additional chaos tokens. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Interesting. Okay, I'm thinking about it. Backpack, obviously quite nice for the items. Guided by Faith. You may use willpower instead of intellect for this investigation, which is nice. That's +1 for Leo. Add 2 blesses to the bag, and then it says if a bless or an elder sign is revealed, you get discover an additional clue. That's not likely to happen, but this is an investigation at +1 for Leo, and maybe even more if I draw like a guts or something. I think this is better than... Is it better than Backpack? Do I have any supply events? No, not yet. Oh, actually, we're fine. Oh, shit. Actually, Backpack's really good. Because then Backpack will pull Flashlight, Runic, Axe, Wolf Mask, and Refine so far. And... Oh, no. It doesn't pull allies, so it doesn't matter. I do need clues. I need clues to win the game, so I will take Guided by Faith. But Backpack is always good. No, I'm going to take Backpack. And I'm going to hope that I still have other ways of doing things in the future. I don't need a trench knife. I don't need Delay the Inevitable. Stop asking. Emergency cash. Money. It goes in the backpack. Narrow Escape. Love this. Play when an enemy makes an attack of opportunity against you, like if you, say, move, or try to investigate. Cancel that attack. You get +2 skill value for the next skill test you perform this turn. So, I'm engaged with an enemy. I go to investigate, they attack me, I cancel it, and I go up to 5 intellect. Pretty nice. Tennessee Sour Mash is nice because it gives you willpower and then you can fight with it, but I'm taking Narrow Escape. Whoop! Perception. Okay, physical training, again, which is nice. Perception is +2 intellect. Burglary is investigate, get resources. Evidence. Evidence is a fast 1 cost. Play after you defeat an enemy, discover a clue. And it's got 2 intellect icons on it as well. This will be nice. I realize I'm not going to try to defeat all the enemies, but if I defeat some, I can use that to turn it into clues. Bide your time. Me too, Blanky Cat. Sled Dog! We really hope to get more than 1 Sled Dog. The 25 automatic I'm never going to use. Intrepid is really fun. I don't know if it's good. It has a willpower icon. It says, if this test is successful, it goes into your play area. You get +1 book, +1 combat, +1 intellect until the end of the round. Bide your time is a neutral double. It says, spend 2 actions, get 2 actions next turn. Really nice if you know a big enemy is coming. However, we're going to take a Sled Dog, and we're going to hope to see another one. Because I think with Mitch Brown, at the very least, a Sled Dog is Soak. It's cheaper with Leo. And the hope is that we get at least 2. Yeah, exactly, Blanky. And spending 1 less to play is quite nice, I think. We're going to hopefully get some more. Vicious Blow. Right away. Do I need anything else? I don't want the Thompson. I don't want the Derringer. The Derringer is actually pretty good, but I don't need it. Stir the Pot is an intellect test. No, thank you. Heroic Rescue. If someone goes to fight Jenny, instead, I take the hit and then deal them a damage. But Vicious Blow is +1 combat, +1 damage. We love it for defeating enemies. A Guard Dog! Okay. Okay, hold the phone. I don't want to disguise. I do like Guard Dog. Cleaning Kit gives me extra ammo or supplies, but I'm not... So, like, that's extra flashlight charges. Relentless is money that goes on Relentless if I deal excess damage to an enemy. I don't know if I need that. Tinker. Tinker attaches to a tool asset, like flashlight, and it takes up 1 fewer hand slot. I only have 2 tools, so I really don't think I need that. So I'm just going to take another Guard Dog. I'm up to 4 allies, guys. Huge. I see Fine Clothes right away. Fine Clothes. Blanky Cat's already mentioned that. I'm just gonna send a quick text to the person I'm meeting, and just tell them that I'm gonna be a couple minutes late. There we go. Thank you, everybody. There are parley tests that matter in this game. Oh, I think it is, Flower. Like, I think it's on the table. I don't know if it's... Har, har, har. Yeah, basically, Aragwen. Oh, how dare you. I don't like anything else here, so I think... For this Leo, so I think we take the Fine Clothes and hope to draw it if I need it. Another Daring. Calculated Risk if I had extra actions. Lone Wolf is money, but why am I going to be alone? Hatchet Man I definitely don't want. Hand of Fate cancels an attack and adds blesses to the bag. I think I take another Daring, because we like skills here. Sled Dog! Is there anything else here of value? Cleaning Kit. Sledgehammer. Well Connected. I'm never going to have enough money for that. Dynamite Blast. Yeet it into the temple. We take a Sled Dog. We're up to 5 allies, my friend. Hooray. Okay, this is a big one, actually. Flesh Ward cancels damage. Absolution adds blesses and heals horror. Lucky Cigarette Case draws cards. Glory draws cards if you defeat an enemy, which I think I like. Scene of the Crime is clues. I think I need to take Scene of the Crime because I am still at a point where, we are absolutely boned in terms of getting clues. I'm going to take Scene of the Crime, and the hope is that Leo will be able to go grab 2 clues from the enemy, attack. Okay, this one is bad. This is actually really bad. Absolution. Okay, sorry. So First Aid, I don't want. It heals, but I don't want it. Thieves' Kit I definitely don't want because it uses intellect. Daredevil discards all cards from my deck because it goes hunting for a rogue skill. Diabolical Luck is 1 wild, and maybe more. Absolution is a 0-cost event where you can add blesses and heal horror. And I think I'm going to take Absolution, actually, because if I have extra money for any reason, I can reveal a bunch of tokens and, like, add blesses and heal lots of horror. But I won't, ever. It's just going to be a 0-cost event. And it's got 2 willpower icons. Ah! Okay. Lonnie Ritter. We know how I feel about Lonnie. She is a unique ally as well. Tetsuo Mori is also a unique ally, unfortunately. But when he's defeated, you hunt the top 9 cards of your deck for an item asset. Backpack, Fine Clothes, Runic Axe, Flashlight, Wolf Mask. You Owe Me One plays a card from Jenny's hand. Bank Job is 2 costs, 2 actions, 8 resources distributed as you like. That's a big boost early, and not a big boost late. I think we take Tetsuo and hope to play him cheap first turn, because that'll go find me an item. I still need money, but I'm thinking we're doing okay. Choose an investigator at your location. They search either their discard pile or the top 9 cards of their deck for an item and add it to their hand. You're correct, Flower. I did not know that. I'm not mad at that. I'll pay you back. Steal all of Jenny's money. Fake credentials again. Fighting lessons. Honed Instinct I love, but I don't need 2 customizable cards in this game, that's for sure. Guts. It's just willpower, draw a card, man. It's pretty good. I think I take the Guts. Okay. Monster Slayer, another copy of Flashlight, which I think we take. And again, Tetsuo can maybe dig it back up for us, or... yeah. Monster Slayer is quite nice. You can't combo it with the axe, but it's 2 damage on a fight. I think we need the Flashlight because I think I need Leo to do some clue getting as well. And look, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Another sled dog! 3 sled dogs! Holy shit, this draft is going great. Another Absolution. Second Wind, you have to play it first, but it heals a damage, 2 damage if you drew a Treachery, draw a card. Pretty nice. But again, I think the plan is to just soak with allies, and if I manage to get 3 sled dogs out in a game, that's a bunch of moves, it's a big fight action. I'm drafting the dogs, baby! Okay. Okay, so Ethereal Slip. I swap locations with an enemy, which is interesting. Small Favor, pay money, do damage. Kukri, we've talked about. Intel Report, pay money, get clues. But Calling in Favors. Choose an ally you control. Put it back in your hand. Search the top 9 cards of your deck for an ally. Play it, reduce its cost by X. So, let me paint you a picture. Leo starts his turn, and he plays a sled dog for 2, because it's 1 cheaper because of his ability. He then pays 1 resource to return the sled dog to his hand, go search the top 9 cards of his deck, get another sled dog, play it for free, because I reduce its cost by the cost of the sled dog, and then next turn I play the same sled dog again for 2. Or Beat Cop, or Guard Dog, or whatever. This is quite nice. Plus it's deck thinning, plus it's got an intellect icon. I'm talking myself into taking Calling in Favors, and I wanted allies. This is what the game is, guys. I have to have an ally out for Calling in Favors to be of value, but I think it's going to be. I think that's the point. I think I'm at the last one. I'm out of here. Resign. You get the hell out of here. Leadership. It's got a wild icon. If I commit it to someone else, it gains a willpower and a wild. So it's an unexpected courage for Jenny. Cunning. Yeah, well, so Blanky Cat, that's where I'm at too. Dark Ritual seals curses. Yeah, it's necessary, right? It's necessary for that scenario too. I'm taking it. Now, no in the thick of it, unfortunately. But this draft deck has 1 Runic Axe, 2 Flashlights, a Backpack to hunt for them, Tetsuo Mori to hunt for them, a Wolf Mask for boosting, Beat Cop, 2 Guard Dogs, 3 Sled Dogs, and then a number of good stuff events and a few skills. This Leo is going to be investigating with a flashlight and then fighting things with fist and axe to draw cards and get resources. I think it's pretty good as far as as far as drafting goes. There was only one choice. I think I took Refine instead of something else. Yeah, I think I took Refine instead of something else. But I still think this is pretty good. And that'll do it, guys. I have a meeting, and I do need to eat before said meeting, so I'm going to sign off immediately. Thank you so much for joining me. I will, of course, post updates in the Discord as to how my Hunter of the Mythos goes, starting this coming Sunday. I don't know when I'll play, but it's going to be fun. I'm really pleased with this. So, team, thank you all very much, and hope to catch you around on the Doomed. Sorry, this weekend's streams are all a bit messed up. No Punchy tomorrow, no streams on Saturday. Stay tuned for information about when Doomed is coming back. But Montreal by Moonlight Endless Night continues on Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Hope to catch you next time on Doomed. Bye-bye.